In secret places and secure vaults, the true faces of history are kept under lock and key. Plaster casts molded from the actual flesh of the world's most famous men. For the first time on television, a state-of-the-art computer animation system will render these masks into flesh and blood images. Every pore, every wrinkle of the famous and infamous. It is as if these men have risen from the dead, and they have stories to tell. What secret pain did Abraham Lincoln hide from the public? Does the George Washington on the $1 bill bear any resemblance to the real man? Is the body in the morgue an imposter or America's most wanted gangster? All is revealed in Death Masks. (1865). The craggy, careworn face of the most important man in America is covered in wet, sticky plaster bandages. The result is a mold of every line, wrinkle, hair, and pore. A lasting impression in the truest sense of the words. And in this case, the last and best record of what Abraham Lincoln actually looked like just weeks before his assassination. The faces of the greatest men who ever lived were immortalized in this way. A mask that could be filled with plaster, wax, or metal. And even with all the modern technology available, this ancient method is still the only kind of immortal record that has touched the flesh of a mortal being.
The really great thing about the mask is that it's absolutely empirical when done properly, is that it provides a complete record of the way a face looked. They really allow us to get back to the past and see the man as he was to his contemporaries.
Until the middle of the 20th century, it was common for these plaster impressions to be taken within hours of an important person's death. A final, permanent record of the face before the flesh rots away to the bone.
Human faces are incredibly important. It's how we make sense of our own world. Particularly, I think, in antiquity, where for the ancients, the face held the answer to all of life's problems, and so the preservation of the face was of paramount importance.
Death masks, in particular, are dark. This is not a living person. This is a corpse. In many ways, they are a message to the living. They are about your mortality and about this is what you will become. They are designed to frighten in many ways.
Julius Caesar, William Shakespeare, George Washington, John Dillinger, Napoleon Bonaparte, all left behind masks and death masks. It was as close as you could get to staring at a photograph of these men, until now. A new kind of technology has been created specifically for this program to take these casts to the next level of realism. It will be a reanimation of the dead. And when real faces are revealed, so are their secrets. The first test case for this revolutionary imaging technology is Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. America's most popular president left behind two absolutely pristine life masks.
Lincoln had a life mask because Lincoln was very well aware of the way in which he could use mask making to project himself across America to this far-flung republic, which by now was going all the way to California. He was intent on getting his likeness in front of the American people.
There are many faces of Abraham Lincoln, from paintings, sculptures, and bronzes, to photographs dating back to 1849. In many ways, he was America's first celebrity president.
President Lincoln was well known to Americans because his image was so widely distributed in the press, mostly through woodcuts and engravings. But photography was just developing then, both the technology to take photographs and to reproduce them in the press. So he really was well known.
But is the well-known Lincoln of portrait, monument, and photograph the real Lincoln?